morning. 9 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, noontime on the East Coast. And I think out in Hawaii, they're still sleeping at 6 a.m. because I think they're 3 hours behind us, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome to another edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for making us part of your Saturday plans and extravagant things that you want to do. We appreciate you taking us along. Of course, you're watching us right now on Facebook. Catch us on Twitter. GoLive.Vegas, the Go Live Vegas mobile app. You can download Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, and wherever else Matt says we're on, like 9,000 platforms. We're everywhere. Exactly. Of course, you can go to thoughtscountanywhere.com. Check out all the links if you missed the show. But more importantly, get some merchandise and get an opportunity to add your name to the hundreds of names we've gotten so far for the Hulk Hogan piece, because people are getting our merchandise, which adds them into the drawing. Is that not right, Matt?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Mr. Matt Mullen, man, a few words so early in the morning. Chief sitting in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Jason sitting in the DJ booth working the bell.
Hello.
There you go, guys. Real quickly, how's everybody week been since we last adjourned? We had April Hom here last week. What a fun show that was.
That was awesome. It's been a pretty good week just dealing with the idiots of Fremont, usual.
We got to focus on one show about all the idiots on Fremont Street. I think that would be fun.
I have plenty of video clips and stories.
Chief, how are you, sir?
Healthy, my friend. Healthy.
Right on. That's good.
Doing well.
Right on. Jason.
Yes, sir.
How you doing in the box over there?
I'm in the box and I cannot hear myself.
Oh, well.
What is wrong with my mic?
We hear you perfectly fine.
We hear you.
Maybe it's your headset volume.
I can't hear me.
All right, we'll check into it at break time. Want to shout out to everybody in the chat room so far. Sarah, Jeff, Ryan, good morning, everybody, for joining us. And please reshare our feed. I just got a message from our good friend Elisa Mascari over at Hand and Stone. Guess what came in the mail today for her? She is one of those individuals that when our merchandise went up,
Oh, nice.
she got her Thoughts Count Anywhere sweatshirt. Let me hold it up for the camera there.
Sweet.
I don't know if we can get a tighter shot, but there you go. Lisa Mascari, who hopefully you'll be hearing more from on our show coming up in the coming weeks as well. So, yeah. So there you go. Merchandise does work, and I'm proud to say I got my shirts as well. Have to wash them, though. They got a lot of sizing smell in it.
Good morning, Mr. Piper.
Roddy Piper's watching us from beyond?
No.
That would be
No.
a trick,
Different
wouldn't it?
family.
Oh, okay, different family. All right, it is time. We got a lot to talk about, a lot going on. So let's get started with I Hear Voices. All right, it's about that time that rumors with Royal Rumble and a couple of months away from WrestleMania, CM Punk could be returning at the Royal Rumble next week. What are your odds and thoughts, Matt?
I highly doubt it. It seems like every major pay-per-view this seems to come up. Like the rumors keep going, and he seems to egg them on a little bit just to like mess with internet fans, I think. But that would be like the big push they would need to like get the ratings back and do some cool storylines out of it and stuff. But I don't see it happening. I'd love it to, but
I think, in my opinion, they should wait till there's people to see that, because I think the roof would just get blown off. Chief, your thoughts?
I give it 2.5%
To happen?
to happen.
2.5%.
2.5%.
He
that's
sat up
very
all,
specific.
I was going to say he sat up all night with his abacus and everything to calculate, and his protractors and whatnot. Jason, your thoughts on that? CM Punk?
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't either. There are just some things that have to happen in front of live crowds, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
but this does, and maybe we'll jot this down for our conversation next Saturday. Who would you like to see come back in a surprise entrant for Royal Rumble? So take a week to think about that. I think that'll be fun to talk about. I failed to give our phone numbers. 702-329-6947 is our number. Press the number 1 to come right into the studio. Join our conversation about anything we're talking about, or throw a question our way. Or long distance, 855-502-4321. And, of course, you can send us a live tweet using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. All right, next topic. Rumor is Aleister Black is being kept off TV to ease tensions between him and the company since Zelina Vega got released. I don't know. I would think you'd want to make somebody happy by having them work and being on TV, in my opinion. Anybody else?
That's what I would have thought. But like, you'd have figured, like, here's a paycheck. Maybe that'll ease your tension a little bit. instead of keeping him off TV, I think he would dwell over something like that.
You would think.
But he was in the middle of like a character change and hopefully doing bigger and better things. He needs to be back on TV, and
Do we see him back at the Rumble?
I hope so.
I don't know.
WWE was smart. Zelina Vega would be coming back.
No shit.
That's the one I didn't even think about Aleister Black for the Rumble at all.
Yeah.
Well, he had a good character going. I mean, his character was almost surreal to Undertaker, and then they kind of killed it.
He's another like NXT one where he's like the king of like NXT, and then he gets to the main roster, and they're like, "Hey, sucks
you're
to
done."
be you."
It just seems to be when they bring somebody up, they get a hot start, they come out for a couple of weeks. I mean, look at Keith Lee as an example. For a month, he was in the main storyline, and then all of a sudden, whoop, there he goes. Whoop, and then he's sent back to the Performance Center, yada, yada, yada. So, I don't know. To me, if you know you have an unhappy employee who wants to wrestle and work, you put him on TV, you put him in the light. I think that would ease tensions faster than not using him. But that's just me. All right, next topic. With WrestleMania now being announced as 2 nights in Tampa, they're looking for 4 major matches, 2 per night, with Goldberg and Cena almost locked for the show, and The Rock is questionable. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I love Cena, and we all have shared our thoughts on Goldberg over the last couple of weeks, and that conversation will continue. But what was it? You said before the show, Jason, 30,000 a night they're hoping to get in there?
Yeah, 30,000 each night on both the shows, so total of 60,000 for WrestleMania.
Okay. And that'll be on the heels 2 months after the Super Bowl
Right.
would have appeared there. And I don't know what the attendance they're allowing in for that. But Cena, Goldberg, Sting. Well, Sting's no longer with WWE, but there was talk of maybe Undertaker and Sting at one time. What kind of draw do they really need with only 30,000 fans in a 60,000-seat arena and for pay-per-view buys to make it worthwhile? What's the highlight you guys see?
If they had good creative writing, they wouldn't need Goldberg. They wouldn't need Cena. They wouldn't need any of those guys. Use the freaking wrestlers that they have and write good storylines.
Matt?
There seem to be like the legends are always like the break glass in case of emergency when like ratings are down. And with WrestleMania, you don't really need to book legends for WrestleMania because, especially to draw tickets always go on sale in November and they sell out before December usually, before anything's even considered on the card. WrestleMania is already a sellout.
Yes.
WrestleMania sells itself.
Yes.
Normally.
Normally, yes.
Without the attendance, though, I think it's going to be a harder sell this year. And with so many people being unhappy with the product, aside from what The Undertaker put out there the other day about being soft nowadays in terms of performers, I don't know. I think so many people, a lot of people are unhappy with the product. I think it'll be a hard sell this year.
Let me ask a question. Aren't there a lot of fans that come from out of the U.S.
Sure.
to WrestleMania?
Yeah,
Usually, yeah.
that's
Well,
another great point.
Now that supposedly the borders are open, but they still have to take a COVID test, and once they get here, they have to quarantine for 14 days.
Right. There's no way they can make it unless they come out here that early, right?
Exactly.
So I agree. I think from a in-person attendance, I think we're looking at some things that may be now. So I can understand them wanting to go to like you guys said, break glass in case of emergency to get the names there. That's hopefully going to increase the buys on TV and pay-per-view or through the network. But I'm really concerned about the type of card they're going to put out there moving forward. There's been no build to anything yet, but that'll happen after Royal Rumble, I hope.
Yeah.
If they're going to use Goldberg and they're going to use Cena, why don't they just bring Ricky Steamboat from out of the back and put him in the freaking ring and let him go at it for 60 minutes again? Because there's one of the best.
The only reason why they would bring Cena is just to break the record, and that would be it.
Yeah,
If he comes back just to win a title, he's going to piss everybody off just like Goldberg.
Well, Goldberg's got to have these 2 matches a year.
I've been saying, and I keep saying this, if you want him to have a title, just give him the fucking Intercontinental, make him a Grand Slam champion, then he goes off in the sunset. Bye-bye.
Goldberg you're talking about?
No, Cena.
Oh, I mean Cena.
That's the only belt that Cena has never won.
Let him have the 24/7.
No, hell no.
Yeah, give him the 24/7 title. And then R-Truth beat him again.
I was going to say, we're talking about Cena breaking the record, but I don't know. R-Truth has been a champion, 47 times?
Yep.
I mean, come on. That's
47, 365, 24/7.
I-15 South.
I-15 South.
I had to go there.
Please remove Bernie from the set. This is a non-political show. I do not want to see that meme. I'm tired of seeing that meme. Jeez, give an
I've
old
seen
guy
so many good ones. Oh my god!
give an old guy credit for having to stay warm in a cold Washington, and everybody's making fun of the guy. He even
This could have been an email.
He even got an RKO, I think, or he watched an RKO or put an armbar in somebody in MMA.
He was doing a tombstone pile driver on Roman Reigns.
That is on thumbnailing the hell out of that.
So
Send me that picture.
So some of the comments, let me try to rein the show back in here.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Ryan says, think maybe at Mania we can get Goldberg versus Orton, assuming they don't do Orton versus Edge again for number 3. That's also been talked about. Joshua Lusk says Roman, Rock, and Drew and Sheamus. In a tag team, Joshua, or are you talking about those as one-on-one matchups? Because Drew and Sheamus down the line are eventually going to face each other. This Good Brothers helping stuff is going to end at some point, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's another possibility as well. Okay, we're going to step aside for a break a few minutes early because we have a lot going on to report on through the rest of the wrestling world. We want to thank everybody for watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios. The 4 Thoughtsmen will be back right after this.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
All right, welcome back. All right, we got a lot to talk about on the WWE and Then Some report. We thank you for watching us. Yeah, I know. The Bernie meme is currently the hottest pop culture. Yeah, I know that. But sometimes it's called overkill, and you lose a good. But again, they took an old guy who is sitting in freezing cold weather, all bundled up and everything, trying to stay warm, and they're making a joke out of it.
I resemble that remark.
Hey, if the glove fits.
Hey,
anyway.
Hey.
All right, let's get started with
Where's your title? Bring the title out. Let's go. You're gonna start razzling me. Bring that title out. Me and you gonna.
You brought it up first.
Hey, don't.
You're the one to put in yourself in the same age category.
Don't start. Don't start. I'll talk.
I'm going to start throwing sharp objects at you, Mr. Producer. All right, let's get started with the WWE report. All right, WWE Backstage to return on FS1 on the 30th, next Saturday, the day before the Royal Rumble. And guess who's hosting?
Renee!
The one who said she'd never be back, but now she's pregnant, Miss Renee Young.
Awesome, I love that show. I was glad to see it back.
I got a quick question. Did Renee's contract expire, or could she possibly still been under contract and just took a little vacation off to relax a little bit with the baby?
Well, didn't they? I'm sure she signed a 90-day non-compete like everybody else.
Probably.
I would imagine so, yeah.
So that's probably why she didn't show up on any other platform.
Okay.
So she's been under contract. I'm just surprised. She had to have been close to the 90 days. I mean, I don't remember when she left or whatever, but if you're that close to the 90 days, you want to start doing some other stuff, or she's got her podcast and she's got the baby coming and everything, Why would you jump in back into WWE at this point? Unless they gave her, like Ted DiBiase used to say, everybody's got their price.
Well, on top of that, too, you got to also see that Moxley has said that don't be surprised if I come back. So he's been hinting that he may go back to WWE.
Wow, that would surprise the crap out of me because everything I've seen, and I hope it happens. I like him a lot, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if Renee comes back, maybe it might happen. I don't know.
The thing I think that would honestly bring back Dean would probably be Seth and Roman. Would be the only reason why we would see him back.
I'm wondering if John went back to WWE, if it would be him and Seth against the family.
I don't think he's coming back. I think he's just said never say never just because that's what you say in wrestling. But with the freedom he gets in AEW and the scripts in WWE, unless AEW goes out of business, he's not going back
Well,
to
the
WWE.
other thing we got to remember too is he's wrestling at New Japan.
True.
So
True that.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. We know he won't be in the Royal Rumble. That's for darn sure at this point. All right, next topic. Some exciting local news. Who wants to take this one? Chief, why don't you take it?
former FSW Women's Champion Lacey Ryan has signed with WWE and will debut in the Women's
Debut?
Debut.
That's for the Canadians.
Hold
Debut.
on. Hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
And he yells at me.
Debut in the Women's Dusty Classic. Zoe Stark and will team with...
Marina Shafir.
Wait a minute. I got to put the cheaters on. Marina Shafir?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Wish her all the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, another local wrestling product out of one of the most recognized independent promotions in Future Stars of Wrestling, getting through and
I'm sure
getting
someone's
signed.
making another banner here soon.
Well, besides...
I wonder who that could be.
Besides the Toll Man and Zoe now, I'm trying to think. I saw him wrestle Wednesday night on the show. He's from SoCal, but he wrestled at FSW quite a bit, and I think one of the last matches he had at FSW was with Kevin. And his name slips my mind, which isn't unusual.
That's that Halfzimers thing working again.
No, it's called Halfheimers.
Oh, Halfheimers. See, I can't remember how to say it.
That's all right. You're getting old too, so.
I am?
Sounds like it's getting to 3/4
But,
Heimers.
but anyway, if you watch NXT, he has a manager, and I want to say Ryan Taylor. That's his real name, I believe, and he's down there wrestling in NXT too. So
Nice.
he's come through.
Well, and
FSW.
let's give some love to Chris Bay over at Impact, right?
Hell yeah.
So,
I love Chris, but Impact. Sorry, Chris. I love you,
well,
brother.
I was just giving love to him. I mean, just
He
again
wasn't
another.
giving love to Impact. He
Yeah.
was giving love to Chris Bay.
Thank you.
Impact ain't exactly the worst show nowadays. Compared to
Exactly.
what's on that little TV right there. Minus the person that's on it. 'Cause Alexa Bliss is on
Well,
TV
you're just
right
prejudiced.
That's right. We're watching a replay of last Monday's Raw, and we're up to the playground segment with Alexa Bliss. I think it's Oscar who comes in here, right? As her
Yeah.
guest or something. All right, next topic.
Where we at?
We kind of touched on this in our opening segment. Roman said in an interview it would make sense to go against The Rock at WrestleMania 39 simply because it's in Hollywood. To me, I think that would be 2 years too late based on the current storyline that Roman is doing right now. That's just me.
Very true. I don't want to see him drag on this tribal chief thing for a couple years. He's a really good heel. He should stay a heel, honestly, but that would be way too long of a payoff for a match. Like, the storyline they could do between The Rock and Roman is... They need to capitalize on that as soon as possible.
Totally agree. And to me, that would make sense for this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So Ryan shares in the chat room, WWE also signed Priscilla Kelly, who's married to Darby Allin.
I think they got divorced.
Okay, no. All right, divorce court. There you go. In Vegas.
dun, dun.
All right, next topic. Undertaker said on the Joe Rogan podcast that he has a hard time watching the current product as it's too soft, and wrestlers now play video games and worry about looking pretty.
Also, he said, like, when he said he first started, everyone had, like, knives and guns in their bags, and they handled their business the way they should have. And
Now they're worried about the PlayStation.
he's, like, super old school and thinks men should be men instead of everyone in the back playing PlayStation 5 and doing stuff or up, down, down, or whatever
left,
they
right,
do.
left, right.
You know, I'm just going to throw one out there. Everybody knows how to use how to use
Social media?
Not Facebook, but the other one.
FaceTime?
No.
Twitter? Instagram?
Yeah, well, you can use any
Just
of them.
say social media.
Social media, okay. I don't want to take up social media.
Eventually, he'd have run out of the list.
You
so, I
know
mean,
what?
It's only a couple
TikTok.
left.
Go look up Ox Baker.
Huh?
Okay. Ox Baker had a match in Detroit. He had to run the hell out of the ring because he started a riot. And I mean, this is a true story. Him and his partner and the team that he wrestled against, they had to run for their life because the people surrounded the ring and started coming in the ring. The police had to go in, make an aisle so they could get the hell to the back. That is wrestling. This shit we got today, and y'all are right. These nice little computer gadgets here we've got now and all this shit, you know, that's not wrestling. Sorry, folks. I'm old school. That's how I feel.
I don't know.
And that's not even my rant.
I was just
today.
going to say, that's not his official rant, but I smell the rant right around the corner here.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Smelling a little angry in here.
That's-
I smell funk.
Earlier this week, it was announced the next 3 WrestleManias. 37, of course, we know will be in Tampa. 38 will be in Dallas, and 39, as we talked about a few minutes ago, will be in L.A. I just want to know when Allegiant Stadium is going to get on that list myself.
I was about to
but-
catch my rant out. The whole time I was watching, I was like, what the hell about Vegas?
That's right. That's right. So, all right. Next topic. After getting wins over Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler yesterday over Ziggler, will Cesaro finally get the push we all want to see?
God, I hope so.
Dear God, I hope so.
Please.
I agree. I just don't see it fitting in anywhere into the current storylines. If they give him a push, where would he go? If he wins, you guys all have the pencil in 30 seconds. Where would you see him? How would you push him?
Intercontinental title.
Beat
Okay.
Roman at WrestleMania.
I say beat Roman at WrestleMania, and if they're going to take 3 years out to WrestleMania 39 for the family, let Cesaro have it for a while.
My only concern with the intercontinental titles, we've talked about this on the show, is the way that title is disrespected, right? We've all agreed normally it should be the second title right under the heavyweight title, right? But then you got the U.S. tag, and you can argue from there.
Yep.
The intercontinental title right now is just, or even worse than what Ryback said, where where the championship belts are nothing but props. I don't know if him getting the intercontinental title is the kind of push you want to see him. I think at this point, everybody wants to see him in the heavyweight title picture at this point because he's well overdue for a push, right?
He's already been like United States champion and stuff. Everyone wants to see him get
And
a
tag.
world title.
Yeah. So I agree. I'd like to see it happen, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of agree. He's got to go for the mid-level, either the U.S. title. Now, him and Lashley for the U.S. No. But think about that. Strength versus strength. You got Cesaro, who pound for pound is one of the strongest guys in wrestling, and of course we know Lashley's strength. Why would you? I mean, I realize right now it'll be 2 heels, so you don't want that. But why would that not make sense at some point? Maybe Cesaro turns face.
I think Cesaro's, and I agree with Matt, I think Cesaro's going to go after the championship, and I think Riddle is going to go after Lashley.
Speaking of Riddle, this is where I'm smelling the
my
rant.
God.
I'm smelling every.
I'm ready.
Can you smell it? Can you smell what the Chief is about to cook?
I'm ready.
I think it's time to bring up the Chief's rants right about now. All right, Chief, take it away.
My Chiefs rant for today has to do with WWE Creative and their stupid ass cameramen. And it's got to do with Sloppy Bobby and Flip Flop and Riddle. If you look at the WWE match that they had, and freaking Riddle calling Lashley Sloppy Bobby in his $25 suit, and the rest of the team goes away, and you've got Bobby Lashley trying to step on Riddle's foot because he don't like flip-flops, and it says bad for the feet. Well, if you look at it, Lashley actually stepped in the middle of both of his feet and was going for the right foot, and fucking Riddle grabs the left foot. And the goddamn cameraman shows it right on the TV. That's bad TV, folks. Bad TV. But that's WWE right now. That's creative. That's the man at the top. Vince McMahon letting shit like that happen. Maybe they need to get him out and put Shane in charge. Just the Chiefs rant and my thought for the day. But you know what? Better production. Man, there's a good one right there. Mandy Rose. Yep. We'll leave the Chief. Over and out.
There you have it. Chief now, not happy with production. We saw the clip come up here as we were starting the show. My God, it was a travesty, right? I mean, you talk about a botch.
I was watching that live. I was like, what the fuck did I just see?
How could the cameraman miss that? How could he miss that? Was he in the wrong angle when he took the shot? Come on, folks.
If they had just put the camera up a little bit, you would have just seen like his foot go down. Like, you know what the hell they were going to
Right,
do.
just like the punt.
And then just
but
sell
the-
it like that
But
instead of...
but the stupid thing was Lashley went after Riddle's right foot, and Riddle grabbed his left foot on the camera.
He stomped like 5 feet away from both of his feet.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so on that note, this is a great segue to our next point before we take a quick break at the bottom here.
I got to calm down.
Where's the aspirin? We need an aspirin for him or something. We need a little cold compress. All right, what could Raw do better with the show overall? First of all, my first thought on that, and then I'll leave it open.
Hire the cameraman from FSW.
Oh, I want to follow up with something
Oh,
else.
do I have things to say?
But I'm just going to let everybody here knows. Okay,
Go
so
for Matt's rant in a minute.
From Matt's rant to Aaron's rant. To
I have 50 things I could say about that, but I'll just let it alone for right now. My first thing would be take a 3-hour show and get rid of that third hour. Do it on 2 hours. Look at the success of SmackDown.
Give the third hour to the women and let them have their own show.
That's another topic that we have on the list.
bring
as
the
well.
fans back.
Okay, bring the fans back.
Make
But
it 2 hours and hire Bully Ray as the head of creative.
Right on, right on. So listen, there's a lot of ideas. In a way, this sort of falls right into the fan Action Nation. I don't mean to make a very diverse segue, but if they truly listen to the universe as they say that they do, then some of these changes we're talking, maybe not hiring Bully Ray because of cost and expense, but 3 hours to 2, all this other stuff to adjust the show. Because now something that I don't remember seeing it. NBC Sports Network is being dropped by the major carriers. They're no longer carrying it, which is going to hurt USA programming because those shows need homes, and you're going to see other things that are going to preempt wrestling. And if the ratings aren't there, I don't care how much they're paying Vince McMahon, they're going to bump him for the Westminster Dog Show. They're going to bump him for all this other stuff.
They did it before.
Yeah. You know, and at least on Fox, when SmackDown can't play on the regular channel, guess what? They can go to FS1.
I would get so mad every year when they would bump Raw for that stupid dog show. I was like, who watches this?
Dog lovers, that would be about it, right?
Dog lovers everywhere.
Oh, man. So anyway, so that's just something that is kind of interesting topic, and maybe one day we'll just have a show about that, just talking about it.
Women's wrestling?
No. About what to do to Raw. We have. I know there's something on here. I think it's under the AEW report where we can talk about a ladies' show only on TV. But that's, I think, another topic.
AEW ain't the one.
I know who I'd like to get as a creative writer for a women's wrestling show.
Okay.
The lady that we had on last week, Miss April Hahn.
There you go. With her experience with Glow, being on an all-ladies show, even though it was a Hollywood-style production, absolutely, that's not a bad choice. All right, let's step aside for a quick break. We have a lot going on, so I want to take a break. We have a couple more items under WWE, then we'll shift to AEW after the break. Thank you for watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? I just wonder, is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Some great headbanging music to wake you up in the morning, right? Sledge loved our music because it was right up his alley. All right, welcome back. A couple more things we want to talk about. Hey, give us a call. Join the conversation live at 702-329-6947. Press
Speaking
1.
of which, Sledge is in the bubble at ROH.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. He was traveling back there doing some stuff.
So congratulations, Sledge.
Before we get back to some of these topics, Matt, why don't you talk about how people can join the drawing for the Hulk Hogan signed piece here?
Go to thoughtskountanywhere.com and you click on the shop tab. I had to think about that for a hot second. I was like, Shosh tab. In my head, I was like, ooh, that's going to sound bad. Go to the shop, and if you buy a piece of merch, send us the receipt, and we'll put you in a drawing. The winner will get a certified Hulk Hogan 16x20 picture.
Now, when you go to the shop and you collect. Now, you got me saying it. When you click on an item, you can hit the drop-down bar, and it'll show you all the different options that you could purchase with that logo.
Yeah, there's like shirts, T-shirts, tank tops, long sleeves, hoodies, masks.
And wasn't there something I saw, a baby onesie?
You can buy a baby onesie.
Yeah. So it's not just the shirts you see there. You can just click on the product and make sure you hit the drop down for the actual product. There's a coolie, I think, on there too for drinks,
you
right?
get a koozie for your drink.
Yeah. So check it out. And then by doing that, you have an opportunity to get a certified Hulk Hogan autograph piece here that you see on the desk. Okay, real quickly.
Do it, brother.
Do it. That's right. What you gonna do? All right, here you go. Let's go back to the report. Next topic. All right, Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman were supposed to have a little bit of a match last night. Let's just say card subject to change. Who wants to take it?
I called that as soon as they agreed to the match, and I was like, Paul Heyman's going to pull the exact same thing that Adam Pearce did to them last week. Even though I didn't see it live, I was just watching the YouTube clips because I was at work. But that could be seen a mile away.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to chime in?
Nope.
Okay, next topic. Dark Side of the Ring will premiere with a Brian Pillman episode which features Stone Cold Steve Austin along with the Pillman family. I'm anxious. I love the Dark Side of the Ring series. I think it's tremendous for wrestling fans to get into seeing this stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely great series. Great series. I'm anxious to see it.
I emailed the two creators. Hopefully we can get one of them on the show.
Oh, right on. That would be great.
I know one of our close friends kind of styled himself a little bit psyche-wise from Brian Pillman. And his name will remain nameless. I think it's Tollman or something. I don't know.
Ah.
We're going to see a different side of Stone Cold for sure.
Talk.
Oh, yeah.
Tick-tock. All right. Moving on to the AEW Impact Report. At the Revolution pay-per-view, Sting and Darby Allin will take on Cage and Starks in a street fight. Thoughts on Sting wrestling again?
Good God, no.
How old is Sting?
He's 60, isn't he?
61, 62.
You know what? If he's in good shape, he's definitely got the experience in the ring. And one more match. Never say never. But is it just going to be one match? That's the thing. You know, what
Signed to a multi-year deal, and he shows up every week. So.
Exactly. You know, I don't think his contract's structured like Goldberg's. And my opinion, when Sting and Goldberg were in WCW, Sting actually carried the company, not Goldberg.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not disappointed seeing Sting come back into the ring.
I'd like him to see like him end his career the way he wants to, instead of going out like injured and not being able to walk like everybody saw him. But I think a street fight will keep him safe. There's not like he could just do like the offense and keep himself safe and like not take any crazy bumps. And
That means Darby Allin better get himself ready to take on a lot of punishment.
Is that
like he does every week.
Right, that's true. That's a good point.
could it be like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, where Shawn just told Rick, "You just do what you got to do and let me carry it," and then that's what Darby's going to do. Let me run it and I'll carry you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd almost rather see Sting go out in more of a traditional style match than a street fight if this is going to be his last match. I mean,
I don't think this will be his last one. I think he's just going to get his feet wet in this and be like, oh, I can do it.
I think his last match is going to be Sting and Cody.
could be. That's an interesting take. All right. What's your thoughts on that, folks? Give us a call, 702-329-6947. Press 1 to come to the studio. All right, next topic. Kenny Omega said the women of AEW deserve their own show. Thoughts? Jason, I'll start with you on this one.
Some of the women, yeah, I could see that happening, but there's some women in the AEW that are just like, no.
So
I'm in on a mixed review on that one. Half of them do deserve to be on their own show, but there's some of them that just can't wrestle for shit.
I don't think they have a big enough roster
That
to
too.
be doing like their own show. If it was the Britt Baker waiting room for an hour, totally down. Throw Thunder Rosa in there.
Well, now with Impact and AEW working together, I don't know the ladies' roster on Impact, but could they draw from Impact?
If they were to draw from Impact with the AEW roster, they could possibly do an hour show, because the Impact roster, women's roster, is probably second best compared to like the NXT women's roster or WWE's women's roster.
I think if they do a show, 1 hour is all that you need.
Oh yeah.
I can't see multiple hours on this one. And you mentioned the Britt Baker segment. Now her and Bayley are kind of going at it with their segments. Will one of them show up on the other show? Well, I don't think WWE won't allow Bayley to go over there to Britt's show. But would Baker show up on Ding Dong, whatever it is, for Bayley? Ding Dong come in, or whatever her show is, her little
If
interview.
Bayley can like answer that door and go on the other side and not come back would be delightful.
I think if you had all three shows, Impact, AEW, and Raw, and they could all agree, and you put collectively the women together off of all three shows, they could run a 3-hour show and put a good show on.
Did you mention NXT also?
And NXT, 4 shows.
And SmackDown?
And they could, no, not SmackDown. They could,
Wow.
they could put a better show on than Raw.
Yeah, but they're not. Vince is not
That's
going
not very hard nowadays.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
was going to
though.
say we could probably put on better matches amongst the four of us in here than Raw at times. I think.
I'm just saying. Could you imagine if all 4 shows, if the women could all come together?
There could be some crazy matches out of that. I'd love to see.
And think about it. Then you've got you've got 2 free agents out there that aren't signed, and you bring them in, and that would just put it over the top even more.
Oh, speaking of the Women's Royal Rumble, could you imagine that happening? Tessa?
If
I would lose my shit completely.
Well-
is she still down in Mexico, or is she back here in the States?
Since
She's supposed to be in Vegas like next week. Some signing.
Since we're gonna just tie it in there, the last one of the Impact, Taya.
Go ahead.
Taya's done with Impact. Could she show up to the Rumble?
Absolutely. Hey, to me, the more the merrier.
Because John Morrison has probably been fighting like a mofo to get her over there. What better way to introduce her to the Raw brand than the Rumble?
I think I think she'll go down into NXT.
I don't think she'll make NXT.
She'll go down to NXT, and I could see her bringing her puppy in, her dog. Okay, and her and Morrison possibly having a feud with another couple, either at NXT or on the main roster.
Well, what do you think, Aaron? They could easily tie in Miz, Maurice, and Morrison and Taya.
Especially if Morrison and Miz start separating.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's going to be another one where one's going to turn on the other, just like we were talking about earlier about Drew and Sheamus. Yeah, I think that would be an interesting tie-in just between those four because of how close Miz and Morrison are personally. Now bringing the wives. Yeah, now you're talking about could we do a 1-hour show of mixed gender matches, because think about all the couples that are on the WWE roster on all the brands.
I wasn't even thinking about Morrison and
he was talking about TikTok.
I wasn't,
TikTok.
Yes, that's
TikTok.
who I was thinking about. Not
Miz and Maurice?
No. I was thinking
I
about.
personally don't want to see Maurice come back into a ring. She did nothing for me when she wrestled earlier. But we digress off of that. Other than looks.
Okay, I was going to say.
I said in the ring, though. In the ring, as a performer. But looks is a whole different topic. But I want to go back to Sting for 1 second because we all know he had the neck injury.
Yes.
Another report came out this week, and I didn't see it on the sheet. If you put it on there, I apologize. But Chad Gable mentioned that his former tag partner, Jason Jordan, the illegitimate son of one Kurt Angle at one time, is actually working towards coming back to the ring, and he's relatively close, according to Chad.
Sweet.
So that's another guy. Do we see him maybe sneak into the Royal Rumble, and see something happen? Who knows? But I jotted that down. We were talking about Sting.
I want to see American Alpha come back.
You know what?
They were a good tag team.
They were. Chad needs a better booking than what he's got right now. All right.
If they're bringing, and I'll end it
right.
on this. If they're bringing Sting back, they're bringing Goldberg back. You know who I want to see in the Royal Rumble? Mick Foley.
Unfortunately, with his hips and everything, that won't happen. I can't see that
He will break
happen.
something.
Yeah, he's too fragile. So, all right.
Fragile.
All right, let's move on to AEW Awards on the 27th. Matt, why don't you take a couple of these that we can go over and chat about?
Sure.
Whichever ones you feel like throwing out there.
The biggest WTF moment, Cody Rhodes, steel cage moonsault, Sammy getting hit by the golf cart, Kenny Omega wins the AEW championship, bloody Britt Baker versus Shida, or the Young Bucks frog splash off the stadium railing. I think Cody Rhodes moonsault's going to win that because that was pretty. That made me go WTF out loud to the television. And then we have the LOL Award, Jericho and MJF's musical. Britt Baker waxes Tony Schiavone. That was pretty hilarious. Young Bucks kick MJF in the pool in the Inner Circle Vegas trip.
Inner Circle Vegas trip.
I think the dinner might get that one.
I think it's either the dinner or the Vegas trip because it was like a hangover movie on Dynamite.
Right? All right, what else do you want to touch on there? We got quite a few before we move on. Anything else of note?
Pay-per-view moment of the year, the Stadium Stampede. Moxley wins the AEW championship. Shida wins the women's championship. Omega and Page beat the Young Bucks. Darby Allin wins the TNT championship from Cody.
Little slip there.
Young Bucks beat win the tag team championships.
Gentlemen?
I like Darby. Darby wins TNT championship from Cody.
I like Moxley wins AEW championship.
The Stadium Stampede was a shit show, but that thing was so entertaining. I think that's going to win. Or here's a good one, too. The High Flyer Award. Ray Phoenix, Mark Quinn, Nick Jackson, or Pac.
Pac.
I got to go Ray Phoenix. That guy
Exactly.
is incredible.
I agree with Matt on that one.
Hey, do you see anything in the awards that they're going to do for? Well, obviously not on the list, but are they going to recognize Brody at some point? Maybe.
Biggest surprise. Matt Hardy debut. Jake the Snake confronts Cody. Brody Lee arrives as the Exalted One.
Brody Lee.
There's the winner right there.
Brody Lee wins that one, hands down.
hands
There
down.
you go. Perfect
down.
example. So that's on the 27th, which is Wednesday.
It's on Bleacher Report. It's going to be live on Bleacher Report.
Oh, there you go.
You
okay.
know, bringing Brody Lee up. Nice
Yes.
T-shirt today.
Yes, thank you. And honor Brody.
Question though,
Gotta go.
do you think they're using Little Brody on that show to get ratings right now?
No, I don't think Tony Khan's that kind of person. He's just like such a big wrestling fan, and I've heard like interviews of like what he thought of Brody, and he like almost breaks down every time he even talks about it. So I think he's just trying to do the right thing by the family.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see it, you know, but I watched AEW Thursday, and to see little, you know, to remember how Cody was in the ring with Little Brody and Tony Khan, and they were hugging him, but then to see him come back this week with another segment and the Dark Order.
Well, he does have an AEW contract.
Yeah, but that doesn't kick in until he's 18, right?
True.
You know,
Theoretically.
I'm just wondering.
I think it could be.
I don't think so. I don't think they're misusing him at all.
Nah.
Okay, but there again, how long are they going to use him?
I hope not much longer. Because then I saw some clips with his birthday or something. There was a video out there, Miro wishing him a birthday, and I think they got to start getting away from that right now and save maybe other spots for that to happen where it's more prudent.
Yes.
Perhaps like when they figure out who's going to be the new Exalted One, they have Brody Jr. come out and pass the torch somehow or something like that from his dad. But I agree. I think after a while they have to start peeling back on that.
When he cut the promo on Marco Stunt, he has a better promo than most AEW wrestlers. Honestly.
I would hope that Brody's former partner from WWE
Eric Rowan
would come in and become the head of the Exalted Ones.
I don't know if he,
excuse me.
I don't know if he has the personality for that. They can groom it. I'm not sure. There's a lot of guesses out there because we all thought Matt Hardy was going to be the one, But anyway, all right. You know what time it is? Not the actual time. It's birthday time. It is birthday time. A lot of birthdays coming up. See what I did there? I gave him enough time to pull up the music. That was the cue. All right. Let's talk about some birthdays. First of all, if you're celebrating birthday this upcoming week, we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Thoughts Count Anywhere. And you are celebrating along with these professional wrestlers. Here we go. 23rd, Leilani Kai and Alex Silva. If you're celebrating on the 24th, you got Mike Awesome. 25th, the Honky Tonk Man, Michelle McCool, Jay Briscoe, and Mark Andrews. On the 26th, the great Road Warrior Hawk, Taylor Wilde, Evil, and the current SmackDown champ, Sasha Banks. The 28th, Shark Boy, Sheamus, fella, and Sonata. And if you're celebrating on the 29th, go grab a NASCAR, run it into a wall because you are celebrating with Hardcore Holly.
I got to add two to that list.
What's that, Sparky? Yeah, right.
Who
you got? Yes.
My mom on the 29th.
There you go.
Happy birthday, Mom.
My sister on the 27th.
All right.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sister.
There you go. Happy birthday to the family out there. And again, From all of us to all of you, we want to wish you a happy birthday no matter how you choose to celebrate. Remember, if you're in Vegas, you can't have more than 10 people, especially from only 2 households. That's it. And please, when you blow out the candles, please try not to spit on the cake.
Unless
Anyway,
you're protesting or at a funeral, then it can be like 50.
that's right. That's very true.
Wonderful.
No
That
sneezing.
makes sense.
All right. Any other wrestling topics we want to touch before we shift gears into pop culture? We got a few items of pop culture.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else we missed in wrestling? You want to just jump right into it?
Jump in.
All right.
Jump in the deep end.
There we go. All right, let's do it. Pop culture. First and foremost, within 24 hours, not even 24 hours, probably within 12 hours, 2 individuals from the world, one from the world of sports, one from the world of journalism, passed away yesterday. Let's start off with the first one. In my opinion, the home run all-time leader from Major League Baseball, Mr. Hank Aaron, passed away yesterday.
Yes, sir.
I believe at the age of 86, if I read the report correctly.
Yes,
He
you did.
passed in his sleep, so I don't know if there's any other lying causes. So the Hammer and Hank, and I remember I was watching him against, I want to say if it was the Brewers, I believe, I could be wrong, when he hit number 715 to pass the Babe. I remember watching that and just the craziness that went on in the field. He will be missed. He is truly a gentleman of the game of baseball. Then from the world of journalism, Mr. Larry King. He passed away yesterday as well. Again, I don't know if there was any underlying causes. I am not sure.
Can I take a guess?
Go ahead. No, not enough Ginzana.
He passed away this morning.
Sorry, this morning.
And they said it was complication.
Everyone passes from the same thing all year.
COVID.
That's what they said.
That's what they said he passed away from.
The news said that.
Really?
he
Okay.
Had, he
Well-
had symptoms of COVID.
He had symptoms. Well, sorry to hear that. But Larry King, Hank Aaron, and of course, we're only, 23 days into the new year. And there have been a lot of people from the world of entertainment, the popular categories, that have passed rather quickly, not to mention all those lives that have succumbed to COVID and any other health-related issues within the first 21 days. Okay.
I'm taking this one.
Okay, but there's something on there that I'm going to add to it, which I'm surprised it wasn't there. But go ahead, take it.
Tuesday will mark the 1-year anniversary of the great legend in basketball, Mr. Kobe Bryant, and his daughter.
That's awful. That was a crazy tragedy.
I almost want to equate that. I mean, that shook not only the basketball world, but I think the world in general.
Absolutely.
I'd almost want to liken it to the night John Lennon was assassinated and the way it just shook up the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, as of local history, not counting presidential assassination, stuff like that. But, to me, it was a shock. And what I want to add to that is on Friday, I think it was yesterday, was the 15-year anniversary of the game he scored 81 points in.
Yeah, wasn't that his final game? Was it not?
Final season.
His final
yeah,
season.
it was final. I mean, that's the second most scored in a game since Wilt Chamberlain. Or was
Yeah.
it Wilt? Right. 100 points or something?
Yeah.
To touch on that,
Yeah.
because when we did announce his death, when we did the show, another Laker legend, Rick Fox, he was actually contacted by family members, and they thought he was on the plane, on the helicopter with
that.
Kobe, and they thought he died too.
Oh, wow.
So there he said when he was talking with Shaq and Charles Barkley on NBA Inside, he even mentioned, he goes, I had everybody in my family calling, are you okay? Are you alive? Are you okay? What's going on? So they all thought he died too.
Wow.
Crazy. And then you think about what happened to the world 2 months after Kobe's passing
Yep.
with COVID and everything. It's just like, really?
2020 sucked.
Oh, it definitely did. Definitely did. But I will say this. One of the humorous commercials that are out there for one of the dating match sites with the devil and 2020, they get together. I mean, come on.
And then they start burning everything down.
If there's at least one funny moment out of that year, that commercial alone, I think kind of typifies what the year was about. Okay, Matt, why don't you take the next one?
Yeah, what is this, Matt?
That's why I gave it to him to talk
I just put
about.
it in pop culture just because I thought it was pretty interesting. At our building in Neonopolis, there's this new place called the Hate League, where you basically can make custom shirts, hats, masks make fun of any team, put any meme on there. They customize everything, but they have like this box they're going to put out in front. It's for The Voice. You can actually
Not me, the voice.
you can actually audition for The Voice TV show in this box.
Oh, really? So
it's
like
the
a video
first one
booth.
in the country,
Wow.
and it actually goes to the producers and stuff.
Right
It's
on.
pretty interesting.
Alrighty.
Right on. All right.
It was funny. They had the mayor there for the grand opening, and they gave her a T-shirt that said, "I tried to save the Las Vegas economy, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt." And they're gonna like sell that shirt, and she picked a charity, so whatever like they
Good
make
for
off
her.
that shirt, they're gonna donate part of it to her charity of choice.
Good for her. Good for her. I love the shirt idea. I think that's funny as heck, but I more like the idea of the proceeds going to help a nonprofit here in town. Did she announce who by chance? Just curious.
I didn't hear what she said.
Okay.
I'll get it this week.
Yeah, I was just curious, but to me it sounds like a new sponsor opportunity for Thoughts Count Anywhere, which, by the way...
Which we will actually talk about after here, because that's
Okay.
probably going to be a thing.
There you go. So if you want to get advertising information and join one of the hottest growing, fastest wrestling shows here on the internet, just go to thoughtscountanywhere.com. I believe we have a tab that says advertising. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All your different options and opportunities and plans that are available are there, or you can send in an email. There it is right there on the screen. info@thoughtscountanywhere.com for more information. I mean, we're only averaging about 30,000 views a week. How much money would it cost you to get in front of 30,000 people in 1 hour? Think about that. We can deliver that to you in a week.
Yeah.
Think about it. All right, next topic.
Now we got everything going on at once.
What the hell was that?
That was a little snippet for Chris Bay.
I was about to say, isn't that Chris's music?
Yep.
Where is he?
I thought it was the ghost taking over. America's Most Wanted to return to Fox.
That was not a bad show, actually. That was actually a really good show on Fox.
Who's hosting it?
That's a damn good question.
It said it was John Walsh's blessing, so I don't think it's him. So I don't know.
No, because he's sick, I think. Something with his health. But I know Nancy Grace, the former commentator on news, I think it was CNN, she at one time wanted to bring it back a couple of years ago. But was there anything announced about who may be involved in this?
Not that I heard. I remember watching that as a kid, and I always
Yeah.
remember like the one scene where like the guy's looking through the blinds like into this house. And that always freaked me out enough when I was a kid. I'd always be looking at the blinds like, do I see any eyeballs?
How to scar a young kid's life early on. But
I've arrested people off that list. So
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. They should have you on as a guest then. By the way, Dan Levitard.
I had one guy that just kept doing a bunch of dumb stuff, and I hooked him up, and he ended up being like escaped prisoner out of California.
Holy crap. You know, you're talking about The Voice earlier in auditioning. Dan Levitard, formerly of ESPN and a former ESPN exec, they're starting their own network out of Florida.
Right.
I sent you the link to it. We need to find out how to get in touch with them. They're going to need content.
Sure.
Maybe Thoughts Count Anywhere can somehow reach out to them and figure out, hey, you guys want a wrestling show? We got stuff all ready for you. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, who knows? Maybe we'll be on a big stage like that as well. All right. Last but not least, we've already seen it a couple times early on the show.
You can put him up here.
The wrestling ones are
absolutely
amazing.
All right, the best Bernie Sanders meme. Now, this is going to very quickly show up like Brody's kid. Is it overexposed and showing up everywhere? But yeah, pop culture, this thing is blowing up since the inauguration. I still like Betty White better.
The UFC meme one is pretty good. The
No,
arm
you
bar.
just want to pat him on his head. That's all you can do for
Well,
yours.
Matt's close enough.
There you go. There's Betty.
I like the-
She also just celebrated her birthday last week. She went to 98 years young?
99.
99. Betty White, God bless you.
And I want to throw something out there real quick. We were talking about Melina last week. Melina was wrestling in NWA show. We had said that she wasn't doing too much as a woman wrestler. So I just wanted to add that in.
There you go. So Melina is still active in the ring.
Yes, she
There
is.
you go. All right. There's Bernie there. All right. With that, fellas. All right. We're about to wrap up. No, the other way. There you go. It's like a whack-a-mole. Thoughts?
Whack-a-mole.
Final thoughts there, Mr. Matt, as we start to say goodbye for this week.
Everybody be safe. Have a good week.
Wash your clothes, wash your hands, wear a mask. Stay safe, folks. Love you all.
Jason.
Be safe. Wear your mask.
Garth was in the chat room. And he pops up a picture of himself with the mask over it. Okay, so anyway, I hope he's feeling better. I know he spent time in the hospital this weekend, checked out again. So
And folks on the podcast, please, you all be safe. Come back next week.
Absolutely, and hopefully I'll be able to sit down with Garth about some ideas we can do for him here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. All right, well, that does it for another edition. This is the Bernie Sanders edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere. We want to thank you for watching.
This could have been an email.
Make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page as well as our website at thoughtscountanywhere.com for entries on the Hulk Hogan picture and what we have in store for you next week. I'm Aaron Phillips here for the gang. As always, be kind to each other. Wise Zap, we're all we have. Be safe, be happy. We'll see you next time right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere.